And we are back in beautiful Brigantine, New Jersey. Look at that gorgeous
Pretty
Monday
view.
night. Yes.
Not used to seeing that angle down here. Welcome to Brigantine. My name is Megan Holland. I'm a senior lieutenant with Ventnor Beach Patrol, here with the one and only
Fran Messino, one of the captains of the Brigantine City Beach Patrol, and it's great to be back in Brigantine for the first time since 1980. And as you know, yes, I was a rookie all those years ago.
We don't need to say how old I was, but that's great. We're really excited to be here. Seems like quite a setup you guys have.
Yeah, we're really excited, and I want to say, take our time out to send out an appreciation to all the guys and girls that put a lot of hard work into setting the flags, building the flags, setting them, and everyone that ordered the food trucks. Is it Jolyn? Swimsuits are here.
Yes.
Oarhouse oars are here. We have, again, food trucks, dessert trucks.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like Brigantine.
In a microcosm, it really is. And it's great to see so many former Brigantine lifeguards. And
today, thanks to Hurricane Debbie, was it?
right. And to be honest, it would have been hard to pull off those races, the male and female basketball games. And
Oh, so fun.
Steph Curry,
Amazing.
just one of the all-time performances.
Yeah, we've had some terrific athletes, and we're going to have some terrific athletes tonight.
Really are.
Leading right into that. So tonight is our South Jerseys, which is our big Super Bowl of lifeguard racing. It's the one that everybody's been working towards and training towards all summer long. It will be the standard 3 races of the 1.5 mile doubles row, the half-mile swim, and the 1,000-foot singles. So we have a really, really strong group of men and women tonight that are ready to battle it out and see who will be the champion.
We really do. And it was nice meeting some of these guys and girls that we didn't know because they came to Brigantine to row or swim the course.
Yeah.
And just talking, going back and forth and realizing how many of these young men and women went to the same schools, rode out of the same boathouses. I know 2 of the favorites in the singles tonight from Avalon and Brigantine, Jack Savell and
Ryan Finnegan.
They rode out of the same boathouse. It's just along with the girls who won the other night.
Yes.
The Avalon boat crew.
Yes.
And great job, by the way, with the ladies' races, the Bill Howarth races.
Thank you.
In Ventnor, which are really important to all of us who knew and loved Billy Howarth and his whole
absolutely.
family.
He was a phenomenal human being.
One of a kind.
Absolutely. We miss him all the time in Ventnor.
And there we have some waves. It was almost like a lake earlier today. And we see Sea Owl's boat. And that's their stern man right there, Pat Scanapico.
Yes.
He's waiting for his partner, Danny Rogers. There's one of our judge towers.
Very nice. I see your chief, Chief Emig.
Chief Emig, and we have one of our lieutenants, Scott Betson. Also one of the coaches of
Forgot you guys can hear us down there.
That's Mainland's head women's basketball coach. One of our other judges, Megan Baldwin. One of our official scorer, Kathleen Dykeman.
Nice.
And Michael Brooks, who actually works out of that tower and has done so much running around.
That's great.
These last few weeks.
And that's a nice crowd building tonight.
It is, and it's beautiful. And you can see, looking south from the judges' tower, that is.
Down on the beach if you're trying to find your crew that you want to support. In lane 1 tonight, which is on the northernmost LBI side of the course, is Atlantic City. Lane 2 is Stone Harbor. Lane 3, Ventnor. Lane 4 is Sea Isle. Lane 5 is Margate. Lane 6, Longport. Lane 7, North Wildwood. Lane 8, Cape May Point. Lane 9, Ocean City. Lane 10, Wildwood. Lane 11, Upper Township. Lane 12, Wildwood Crest. Lane 13, Avalon. Lane 14, Cape May. And Lane 15, Brigantine.
And we could see some of the, I don't want to say favorites, but a lot of the crews that were scoring points previously this year, they're pretty much spread out.
Yes. So that should be interesting.
Although we do have Margate and Longport very close to one another, not just in geographical sense, but
lanes 5 and 6 tonight.
There we go. And that's Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy from Longport. And with Margate, we have Bob Bechtel and Chris Spires. And
Yes.
we want to mention something that some of our lifeguards are doing down in Puerto Rico, which is really interesting because I was unaware that Puerto Rico, they do not have oceanfront lifeguards.
No, yeah. And yeah, Bobby Bechtel, one of the oarsmen from Margate, is very involved down in Rincon, Puerto Rico. The Rincon Water Safety Patrol, they call it, I believe.
Right, and it's a nonprofit, and you can actually donate to it if you'd like. It's follow them on Instagram, guys, at Rincon Water Safety Organization. That's Rincon Water.
And
Right.
there's my Ventnor boys. We have Mike McMenamin and Matt Spires will be the doubles crew tonight. And Mike McMenamin was our swimmer for the last couple years.
Yes.
So a man of many talents.
I just saw Mike's parents walking on the. Right.
So it should be definitely a battle of endurance.
And you can
strength
see
tonight.
the wind direction is actually, it's a land breeze, guys. We were talking about that last week. You really, it may be great on the way out, but you turn around and you have that wind at your. That's Ocean Casino, which is over 3 miles from that Judge's Tower and an inlet away also. And if you look to the left of Ocean Casino, you'll see the steel pier observation wheel. And my wife and I got married right there.
Oh,
and like
nice.
I say, we got married at Steel Pier because our life is a carnival. Oh, and we're going to pause. Megan is singing the national anthem. Of the national anthem, and Megan's one of our city dock lifeguards and also Rose crew at Stockton University.
Wonderful. That's beautiful voice.
Yeah, I know, incredible. And both her parents are former lifeguards. As you see that, you know, I said it last week, my son said, when I grow up, I want to be a teacher, DJ. Oarsmen are about to push out for the beginning of the doubles race, which traditionally is 1.5 miles long, about a 16 to 18 minute race.
Yes.
Sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, and we will see. Also, thank you to the South Jersey Chiefs Association for helping with the course and everything else. And there we have the boats moving out.
Oh, that's a pretty shot. So you'll notice again that the standard South Jersey start is with the bowman and sternman on either side of the boat. One hand on the bow thole pin, which is the two little hooks you see there that holds the oars in place. And there we see Stone Harbor and Ventnor moving out. So the race will be a flag drop in the middle of the course. So if you're down on the beach, you can find the middle of the course around lane 7. And you should see a flag dropping from the tower whenever they are ready.
And you can see a little separation because guys are deciding this is where I want to start. So when you see that gap between the two cities' boats, it's just because that's where they want to. That's the point that they want to go off of. And there goes Longport Beach Patrol Mike McGrath and Sean Duffy, perennial point scorers in these out-of-town races.
And this is their 19th season rowing together. I was talking to Sean earlier. So you see a little bit of waves, and there's looks like some scaffolding out in the water. Is that your finish and starting line?
We have the judges on scaffolding, both north and south of the course. And now we can see that is a lane judge right there, and his placard is up. When all 15 are up, we will have a start. And it goes quickly.
It does.
The starter does not want to have any kind of advantage for any particular lane, but also he doesn't want them waiting out there because things can happen.
Right, right.
And it looks like we're going to go maybe right after this wave. Yeah, they are really spread out tonight. And the ambient sound of the ocean in the background, that's nice. That is live.
Yeah. Yes, I'm trying to see where the starter stand is on the screen. So they could be waiting. So again, they want a fair start as always, especially in the Jersey. So they'll wait till they see all 15 judges saying that they're ready.
And there they go. We could hear the scream from the beach.
Yep.
Stone Harbor already in their boat. Mike McMiniman with a nice recovery there from Ventnor.
Yep.
Longport out as always. And you'll hear us calling a lot of these guys by their first names because they've been around so long. We're very familiar with them. Mike McGrath is one of my students, my 1 year at Mainland.
That's great.
Yes.
And as we go through some of these lists of crews as well, some of these guys have been successful in the Jerseys in the past, including many of these guys, or have had successful seasons so far this summer. So just to go through quickly, the participants tonight in Atlantic City, it's Vince Granese and Nick Gudara. Avalon, Gary Nagel and Dave Julian. Brigantine, Jack Savell and Joe Savell. Cape May, Mark Fitzpatrick and Jack Selecki. Cape May Point, Garrison Swan and Gabe Servin. Longport, Sean Duffy and Mike McGrath. Margate, Bobby Bechtel and Chris Spires. North Wild, Oves and AJ Oves. Sea Isle, Danny Rogers and Pat Scanapico. Stone Harbor, Kurt Kirker and Tom Lake. Upper Township, James Garreau and Jimmy Nielsen. Ventnor, Mike McMenamin and Matt Spires. Wildwood, Vince Fitzpatrick and Tyler Mangan. And Wildwood Crest, Jake Klecko and James Yarusi.
And this is one of the sports where you have brothers rowing with one another, and you actually have brothers rowing against one another in the case of Ventnor and Margate. With the Spires brothers.
Yes, yes. Matt rows doubles and Chris does singles.
Very early into the race, we have Brigantine in the lead, followed by Atlantic City, Sea Isle, Margate, and Avalon. Again, this is unofficial, only barely 2 minutes, coming up on 2 minutes into the start, not even through the singles flags.
Yes, and there you can see Ventnor that was a nice recovery by that. That's my worst feeling when you lose an oar like that. But he caught it and grabbed it, and a lot of that is staying calm under pressure.
And that's what you're doing because your oars are actually in the thole pins and they are braced sometimes in loops or sometimes they have some kind of mechanism, and they fall out. The waves hit and they fall out, and it's just then you're scrambling. Yes,
yes. So that was a great recovery by him. And it does look like there's a nice shot. Looks like someone's out ahead, and then it's a tight race in between. So you can see, looks like Brigantine's at the top of your screen in their bright orange boat. And then the rest of the crew are following behind. And Brigantine, Jack and Joe Savell are the reigning champions of this race.
Yes.
Winning this last year.
On a nice wave.
Yes.
If you recall.
I do.
And I know watching it as many times as we watched it, and they do look like they have a nice lead out there.
Yes.
Well, when we were setting up the race, just a little information, the shoreline, we try to make it as straight as possible, and then the tide really dictates. So sometimes you're getting a start where you have a sandbar, which can be beneficial or it can really go against you.
And there you can see that all of the boats are making their way past the singles flag in the upper, moving into the upper right-hand corner of your screen, coming across that double swim flag. And we are about 3.5 minutes into this race. And it looks like Brigantine is still holding on to that strong lead in lane 15. Atlantic City is second, and they're not. There you go. They're in our shot now. They're all the way down in lane 1, so that's a bit of a gap for the two of them.
Right,
battling that out.
That's Vince Grenice and Nick Wadera, and Atlantic City has won a few races already.
They have
this year.
Yes, and Vince Grenice has won this race.
Yes, he has.
He won this race in the doubles in 2014 and 15 with Jimmy Smith. So these are always, strong contenders in these types of races.
I remember the singles a couple years ago. Vince was involved in one of the closest finishes you'll ever see. And I remember looking over and over at the drone footage and thinking, oh, he's second. No, he's first. Oh, he's second. No, he's first. And then just realizing, again, these guys are rowing 1.5 miles. Sometimes it comes down to what the crew rowers will tell you is a bow ball.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And it does. It looks like they're pretty clumped together up at the south end of the course and a little more spread out down here on the north end. So that's Atlantic City and the bright blue boat at the bottom of your screen, and Brigantine all the way at the top in those opposite lanes. And
you could tell Brigantine's boat is bright orange. That just the orange is the color of our uniforms. A lot of the cities do have the colored boats. Atlantic City's is that beautiful light blue. Lifeguards do.
Absolutely. So they're coming up probably about halfway now to the turn flag. So those of you on the beach, I'm sure that's when you start to lose sight of them.
Right, which is great about the about this broadcast with the South Jersey Racing Series. To plug ourselves right now, the fact that we can see things that up until a couple years ago we really didn't.
No, it used to be social hour. Right now, I used to watch the start, chat, and wait for them to start coming back in. So it's exciting to be able to see and really showcase what tremendous athletes these young men are. And all the time and work they put into it, because we're now at the middle of August, and these guys have been training.
I'm pretty sure. And there we have our footage right there, and that's our, again, the cameras that we are using tonight are really incredible. You can see their faces from the shore.
Yes,
there's a nice shot right there. And we haven't had any change. Avalon has moved up. Here we go. We have right now almost 7 minutes into the race. Brigantine followed by Atlantic City, Margate, Avalon, and Wildwood. And you can see the 15 flags lined up right there. And one of the reasons why the race was postponed from Friday is we had to take in all the flags.
Yes.
And they would have gotten blown around, and it would essentially became almost like a nor'easter.
Right. And we've tried to set flags in that, and it is impossible to do it because we want a fair race. You want the race to be even and equal. And there we see.
Looks like Brigantine's turning.
Yep, and you can see that they're turning up towards the top of your screen. It is a
Atlantic City turn?
Atlantic City turn, which is only an Atlantic City turn for you guys in Brigantine. So it is a southern turn tonight. AC turn for us is north.
That's right. We are the northernmost member of the South Jersey Chiefs, proud member of the South Jersey Chiefs.
Propel the boat forward, especially with not a whole lot of wave action tonight.
All right, and at the turn, unofficially, we had Brigantine turning first, Avalon turning second, followed by Atlantic City second, followed by Atlantic City, Margate, and Longport. So they would be the top 5 at the turn, only halfway through the race. And importantly, every point counts.
Absolutely, especially when you only have 3 races.
When you have 3 races, top 5 score, 2 rowing events, 1 swim event. And after the doubles, we will have the 3/4 mile swim.
Yes.
as we are over 9 minutes into the race. That's the view from the shore. Brigantine in lane 15.
And is it a double? You guys did double flags for the doubles?
We did double flags.
That's smart.
For the very specific reason, they were the biggest flags we ordered that we could order. So when they came in, they said, look, you know what? No stress, no worries. We'll just double them up. And that was mentioned at the pre-race meeting that the doubles flags are going to be double singles flags.
I like it.
So that's what it is.
Very nice. We're setting a new standard here in Brig. And you'll see, again, like we had said, coming into this race, this is our big one for everyone in the summer. Going into it, we have had some of these crews have been successful so far. We've had 2 races that Franny and I have commentated on that have shown all 15 patrols competing against each other. And with this, Brigantine has won both the Margates and the Hoffmans down in Wildwood coming into this. Atlantic City's crew was 2nd in Margate and 5th in Wildwoods. Longport's were got a 3rd and a 4th. 3rd in Margates and 4th in Wildwood. The crew from Margate, Bobby Bechtel and Chris Spires, were 4th in Margate and 2nd in Wildwood. And Sea Isle was 5th in Margate as well. So
things are tightening up.
Yes, and the Avalon boys were 3rd in Wildwood as well. So not surprising that we're seeing a lot of those same crews out front. But like we said, it's still a good bit of time left, and it's anyone's race.
It is anyone's race. And a lot of these crews have never raced in Brigantine before. I'd say the majority, unless they did our novice row that we used to have.
Right.
So their landmarks, there's pretty much one major landmark. It's the hotel right here on 15th Street. The race pretty much, that was pretty much lane 1. And you saw the guys going out for their warm-up. They were getting their landmarks, making sure all their equipment was working well.
Yes, and that's certainly, especially in this long of a race, course can certainly come into play. It's nice that it's not as windy and choppy because that can certainly throw boats off. But I know, I mean, even when I race in Longport, sometimes it's like a telephone pole with with half of a roof, maybe.
Right, that's a good point. And with with these shore houses that are pretty big, I mean, these beachfront houses, sometimes they make excellent landmarks.
Yeah, but I hear you. I'm sure there's not a whole lot. It's always can be a challenge, but these guys are all seasoned. And there you can see them coming up again on the singles flag line. Looks like Brigantine does have a pretty substantial lead right now. Crossing that flag line is always one solid point that you can use to see, and that looks like Avalon and Atlantic City.
And you can hear the people whistling, hear them giving them their last bit of encouragement because we can now see the beach in the background.
Yes, and the singles flag line is pretty much the unofficial. Let's get going.
Yes, it's 3/4 of the way.
Yes, that was always for me. I saw that, and that's when the stroke rate goes up, and you're really hauling it in. Again, hopping on any little bit of a ripple you can.
Trying not to curse internally as people are screaming, pull!
Yep.
What do you think I'm doing in this boat? I'm pulling.
Thank goodness we weren't mic'd up back then.
My goodness.
Or ever.
Or ever. That's a good point.
Yes. So it looks like you have, again, Brigantine at the very top of your screen, Atlantic City towards the bottom, and in that last shot it was Margate in their dark green boat more towards the middle.
And we do have quite a bit, to be honest, left in the race, so anything could change. That's a great shot right there, and you can see Atlantic City way up top, the northern lane, and Brigantine in the southern lane. They look like they're...
And Margate right there.
And Margate's always. And it's going to come down to, every point counts. 5 for first, down to 5th, 1 point for 5th.
Yes, and I think that's probably...
Now, again, trying to catch any ripple of a wave as they get close to shore. Brigantine does have a little bit of a sandbar. I know some of the out-of-town rowers who were here rowing the course the other day were commenting on that. There's a great shot. On that end of the
course, yes.
Yes.
So here you can really see these boats, and everybody's still in contention. And this is a long, I can say, without a lot of wave action, it can become a long, hot race, more equivalent to a crew race then.
Yeah, and we're right at 14.5 minutes. This is going to be just about a 15-minute race.
We can start to hear the people on the beach cheering on their...
And Brigantine is in the wave zone. You see them right there. They have a little wave right there. It might not catch this one, but they probably get the next one. And they're the brothers Jack and Joe Savell.
Yes, and it does look like unofficially. See if they can catch this little one.
And they're looking down beach, saying, you never know. There might be another crew on a wave down there.
And there we go. It's a pretty wide shot.
Looks like Brigantine. There goes that's their youngest brother right there, Brendan, running out to make sure they're okay. You know, they get out of the boat. It's not the easiest thing getting out of that boat after rowing a mile and a half.
No, Josh, no. Your forearms are done. Your lungs are done. See if we can
Other
see
parts
the
of your body, exactly.
second, third, and fourth. And this looks like this is going to be a tight race.
Yeah, it is tight.
Finish right here.
It's tough. It's tough to get away from the boats when you have that land breeze.
Yes. And it looks like there's a few more that have crossed over. Avalon, I can see, is crossed. And there's our traditional.
Yeah, and this is their
second
South Jersey title in a row.
Yeah, congratulations to these boys.
Jack Savell in the bow, his brother Joey in the stern. So congratulations to all the rowers. We see Natalie out there in the field looking to interview someone. Glad to have Natalie Aleva back in our
I love it.
with our team.
Check back in with Franny's inside sources to see who the second, third, and fourth, and fifth finishers were. Because again, like we said, every point. The swim tonight, and we are looking forward to that as well.
And there go all the crews. I think are now back to shore.
That's a good race. 17 minutes is a good race for the full field.
I know guys were out there with, guys were rowing, and with the technology we now have with our phones, you can pretty much approximately the
Sure.
distance of these races, and you want
Yes.
you want it to be fair for everyone. These guys and the women earlier last week just training so hard, and
Absolutely.
giving a lot of their social time, giving up a lot of social time when everyone else is out.
Thank our Van Dyne boats. We also have the United States Air Force Special Warfare with us tonight. They are always a tremendous supporter of ours, as well as Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer, Holloway Law, Viking Rowing Club, Foundation, and Swift Law Firm.
Okay, we have the results for the doubles. In first place, Brigantine, followed by Longport, followed by Margate in third, Avalon in fourth, and Atlantic City in fifth. Once again, first place, Brigantine with 5 points, Longport with 4, Margate with 3, Avalon with 2, and Atlantic City with 1.
Right, and those are the points that will be the standard. If you get first place, you get 5 points. Second place, 4 points, and so on for anyone keeping track at home. But a great row by all of those boys. And so that must have been we didn't quite get to see it exactly, but the really tight finish between the second, third, and fourth place boats, who all looked like they were pretty much straight across in that hunt as well. I guess all 4, Atlantic City, Margate, Longport, and Avalon. So tremendous, tremendous job to everybody tonight.
And the Chiefs are looking at what they're doing now. Here we are.
Fran, Meg, I'm here with the winners of the South Jersey's back-to-back champions, Jack and Joe Savell. Guys, another fantastic finish out there. How does it feel to get this win on home soil?
Oh my gosh, it's great with the crowd and all. There's nothing more we could ask for, but I love being at home with the Brigantine.
Comes to Lifeguard rowing, but you guys, you know your college, so how does it feel to just have this amount of experience already and already have 2 South Jersey championships under your belt?
Well, we owe it all to Rob Canavan, really. I mean, he's been coaching us the past 4 years, and we would not be here without him. He's shown us everything we've learned in the lifeguard boat.
Yeah, totally. Rob's a great coach. We wouldn't be here without him. And we look forward to keep riding with him.
Well, thanks, guys. Enjoy the win today, and good luck to your patrol the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Back to you guys in the bayou.
All right, thank you, Christian. And you can see that the swim has already started. And the strategy tonight, we look like we have a lot of different lines on the way out. Sometimes you'll see the leaders will have everybody fall in line and draft right behind them.
But yes, it does. It looks like there's a bit of a spread out part, which should always be interesting because, again, as we've said before, this is not a pool where you have a nice, pretty lane line underneath to follow. In the ocean, you're picking your own course. You're looking for that double flag, and you are, like you said, doing your best. Sometimes you'll see some drafting off of each other as they make their way out into the ocean. Our competitors tonight from Atlantic City, we have Charles Schreiner, who is our reigning South Jersey champ from Atlantic City from last year.
And will be attending Boston University in the fall.
Nice. Good for him. From Avalon, we have Alex Zoldan, who was 5th in the Margie Memorials and 2nd in the Hoffman so far this year. James Haney left in his pink cap. And it might be Charles Schreiner, actually, to his right.
Probably wearing the same cap because I think they're in the same swim club, right?
Yes, I think I talked to the boys earlier. Zach was wearing his pink and Charles said he was wearing a red.
Okay.
But both are Seahawks caps. They both are EHT Seahawks swimmers. Teddy Woolery from North.
Course, and actually swam it with our swimmer, James Haney. So a lot of these guys know one another, and that's the one genuinely aspect about our sport is the ladies and the gentlemen will tell you, listen, this is the course you want to go. These are the landmarks.
Yes.
And it was really nice just watching those two talk and getting to talk to these guys also.
Yeah.
James will be attending Delaware.
I heard, and they said you'll notice another small tradition we'll have is the whatever the swim flag, which is typically a double flag of 2 different colors. It's usually a nice little tribute towards wherever your swimmer is going to school. So they were saying at the meeting that it's, I guess, blue and yellow, blue and white yes. For University of Delaware for James.
And Zach is going to be a sophomore at Columbia.
Yes. Guys are smart and swimmers.
I was going to say, it's
some brains there, too.
When you hear the colleges that our guys and girls attend or have attended, it's eye-opening at times.
Absolutely. And there you can see that's a tight pack up at the front. I believe that is Charles Schreiner on the right in the red cap in that mix as well.
Yeah, we have a clear top 5 right now. We'll let you know who they are as soon as we find out. And then right behind them we have a pack of 5. So
yes. And just like in the rowing races, these are a long race. Guys and girls, you want to come in to get you if you get in trouble. So these are some of our strongest lifeguards that we have as well.
And remember, swimming in the ocean this summer meant 57-degree
yes.
Ocean temperatures.
I know. It was very, very chilly at our women's race on Wednesday. We bent the rules and let them wear wetsuits because we were worried about,
safety
girls
first
being
in all
absolutely.
We do.
So there you can see it looks like there is, I believe it's Atlantic City unofficially out at the front. Followed very closely, it appears, by Zach Vassar and I'm not quite sure who, but that's them crossing the singles line. And as you may have noticed in the doubles race, the double swim flag is a bit beyond here. So you'll see them approaching that shortly. And those are our top 4.
And that's a beautiful shot from our drone.
Mm-hmm. And it is nice that the water is warmed up a bit, but you can see as the swimmers, as anyone who understands swimming, that kick behind them is really what is that strong propeller for any good swimmer. There are our jet skis out there. They'll be checking the turn. They'll be making sure everybody's okay. And then, as in most standard swim races, when they turn that double flag, they'll have to announce their city name as they turn it.
And they're about to turn.
Oh, it's a nice Delaware flag at the top.
Yes. Nice, almost 7-minute turn. We were really close for 2 and 3, really battling it out.
Yes.
And again, the top swimmers, their doubles crews have scored in the first event. So it's really, again, every point counts.
Absolutely.
It's a tiebreaker because you're saying, well, the most points you can get is 15, but a lot of times they're distributed to where we could have a tie. The tiebreaker in the South Jersey Racing Series, the doubles race, for two reasons. Number one, it's a team sport. You have two of your representatives, and number one, it's the original South Jersey race.
Yes.
And I believe it was Atlantic City started racing against Wildwood.
Really?
Way back when, like almost 100 years ago. Yes, when you look, Tom McCann has actually put together.
Oh, yes, I'd heard about that.
Of all the beach patrols, he studied the history from Brigantine down to Cape May Point. Great job. Tom's former captain of Sea Isle, and he did a great job putting everything together. So, Tom, thank you for that. And there's also a South Jersey Chiefs website that has the history. But he does have a book coming out about the history of the South Jersey Chiefs Association Beach Patrols.
Very cool.
And it looks like he's passed the singles flag already, and you'll see some of the singles rowers warming up right there. It's always a quick event when you think about it.
It is.
And great job the other night. You had 4 events at the ladies' races event or at the Bill Howarth races. The races were over at 7:29.
Thanks. Yeah, we were. I have a really great crew because I can be a little bit bossy when you put me in charge of something. So, but our guys and girls that work with me are tremendous. But it is, and so I completely sympathize. I understand how much work goes into putting one of these races together.
And I'm getting some nice comments from some of the local crew coaches. Joe McGuire, coach at the Stockton, says, "Weren't you a rookie at the first South Jersey race?" I was not. I was a rookie at the last South Jersey's held in Brigantine. I know I've told the story 1,000 times.
Yes, it's a good one, though.
Thank you.
And there we can see them coming in. Now you'll notice that the one difference in the swim race that is different than the doubles and the singles is the finish for the swim race is on land. So if you were down on the beach watching and you saw the start, you'll notice that they started holding a rope between 2 lifeguard stands. That is also the finish line for the swim as well.
And if that is Charles Schreiner in the lead, Atlantic City Lifeguard grew up most of his early years in Brigantine. And his cousins are Brigantine lifeguards. His grandfather was a captain on the Atlantic City Beach Patrol. And you know, those bloodlines run deep. A son, sometimes it's difficult to tell.
But that is a strong stroke right there. And you can see. But that is a strong stroke right there. And you can see North Wildwood with their boat right behind them warming up.
And those singles guys rowing who are warming up, they know to stay away from the swimmers.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the course is typically right in the center of, the swim course is right in the center of the course, roughly lanes 6, 7, and 8. So, yeah, everybody knows roughly where to go. And there is some separation between these guys. We can't quite tell from this angle which of these lines of swimmers is more on course, because if you do finish either up or down current or up or down the beach from the finish line, you will have to sometimes do a little bit of a run to get back to the rope where
out of that pool, because they are gassed.
Yes.
These men and women, they will be gassed at the end of this. And sometimes, I remember when Brandon McKenzie last time the South Jerseys were
out.
It's a good swim time too.
It is.
You know,
yes.
We're going to be around 12, 13 minutes when he finishes.
You guys have done a nice job setting this up.
Thank you. We did have a lot of help, and kudos to our chief, Kip Emick, because you talk about someone who, you know, if you want something done, you do it yourself. He had a lot of help, but he was out setting every aspect of this race.
That's
setting
terrific.
The distances and some of the flags. Big shout out to Alex Grassi, Lieutenant Henry, Michael Brooks, Max Marino, Rob Canavan. I could go on and on and on. Scott Betson. I mean, everyone. James Wilkinson, Jeff Zecker. I know I'm leaving people out. Don't worry. Don't let me know.
And there you can see. And what's interesting here as well is that these swimmers really, at this point, probably can't see each other from where they're at with that little bit of a distance between. So the 3 swimmers at the top of your screen that are battling it out for that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place right now probably can't quite see where that first place swimmer is. So even though I'm pretty sure they saw each other at the turn, that was a tight turn.
That was a tight turn.
So you'll see as the swimmers make their way in towards the beach, they will, it does turn into a little bit of a surf dash. So just as we had said, the waves can help with the rowing, they can as well with the swim.
And there goes our leader. And he is entering the surf as we speak.
Yes, so they may ride a wave in, body surf it in, or at the very minimum, you'll see them when their hands hit that mud and they'll stand up and do a surf dash where you run through the surf back to the beach to get there as quickly as you can.
And we have seen it come down to surf dashes where guys and some of the ladies at their races are coming out. You know, they stand up, they pop up because, oh, they popped up right next to one another.
Yes.
So we're going to see where the actual, it looks like they are both a little north and a little south.
Yeah.
So we're going to have about a little bit of a run, foot race. And there we go. That looks like Charles.
It does.
He got up now.
So you'll see him run in towards, yes. That looks
And
like
that's
Charles
Charles
Schreiner from
Schreiner.
Atlantic City.
Back to back, Atlantic City Beach Patrol. Way to go, Charles.
Between that and the doubles as well. Your boy, Savell boy from Seattle. So it looks like 4 swimmers are in. Although we can unofficially say it looks like Atlantic City was first place right there.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I should know, right? I know he was wearing pink the other day. That's why I really,
yeah.
I honestly.
The swim is a tough one for us, guys. We apologize. The boats have nice big names on the side.
Yes, they do.
The swimmers have little teeny tiny Sharpie handwritten initials. And that's Brian Falk from Ventnor right there.
Doing a great job his rookie year.
Yes, and there's Megan Fox, our one female representative tonight.
I saw her mother and her uncle walking on the beach today.
Brig, yeah.
Okay.
So thanks Lynn Robinson. Down.
Yes.
It is
Monday
a pretty night.
All right, unofficially, we have Atlantic City in first, Avalon in second, Margate in third, Sea Isle in fourth, and Brigantine in fifth. And thank you to another one of our spotters, Grace Emig. So that we can pretty much say that is the official result of the swim.
Okay, thank you. So you are going to officially get a commercial break from us. So thanks again. We're going to take a quick commercial break with a word from our sponsors, Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer, Holloway Law, and the fabulous United States Air Force Special Warfare.
A teacher, a caregiver, is a lawyer, a mentor, is a lawyer, a fighter. We see the good in lawyers.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Growing up in Philly, you respect community, family, and hard work. Our childhoods were surrounded by generations of construction workers, law enforcement officers, factory workers, firefighters, you name it. People who put their bodies on the line to earn a living. Where you grow up shapes who you are yourself and true to others. That's the bedrock of Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law. Because too many law offices are out there giving people lip service, saying they'll fight for you, while never missing a 1 o'clock tea time on a Friday. That's not good enough. Honest, hard-working people deserve honest, hard-working representation. Representation with skin in the game, where results matter. A firm unwilling to take a penny until you get paid. So if you've suffered an injury, know that at Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, we treat you like family. We're gonna fight for you like family, and we're not going to court to settle, but to win. And we like to win.
a dem. Yes. Hi, welcome back. So what a finish to the swim. So we can say officially
Crunching numbers.
yes, we're trying.
After this,
Once
which is
again,
great.
yeah.
Which you want it to come down to the
Absolutely.
end. Let's be honest.
It's so much more fun to watch when it's going to come down to the singles. Not to put any more pressure on these poor singles guys, but
Many of whom are doubling up.
yes. Yes, so it should be, and it should be exciting because like we had said, there's not a ton of wave action going on out there. So this is going to be coming down to endurance and that. So we're going to go.
Hey there, Fran and Meg. I'm here with Charles Schreiner of Atlantic City Beach Patrol, who had quite the entrance before we came on air. You were being hoisted on some of your patrol mates' shoulders, but it's an entrance very fitting for someone who's now a back-to-back South Jersey champion in the men's swim. How does it feel to get the two-peat here today?
It feels fantastic. I mean, there's a lot of pressure coming into it, just knowing that I had the title last year, and just a lot of elements of uncertainty, me personally, coming into this race, so it's definitely feels amazing just having that weight lifted off and just knowing we were able to bring it back home for a second time.
And one thing I noticed while you guys were racing that course, you kind of veered off from the rest of the competitors. And obviously in the ocean swim, it's a lot harder to keep track of people. So tell me, what's going through your head as you're coming down that last stretch, and how are you able to stay on course and pull out the victory?
Sure, so this all kind of started all back at Dutch Hoffman's. I had a really tough time getting out and getting to that first buoy. So I knew if I wanted a shot for this title, I'd had to start off the way kind of separating myself from the pack. So I ran pretty far south, just knowing I'd be able to get out clean and just kind of establish myself. And then turning that flag, I knew the current was going to push me pretty far north. So just knowing that I was going to ride that as much as I could, and knowing that I'd be able to run a lot faster than I could swim. So if I ended up a little bit far north, it'd be okay, and just kind of using that to my advantage.
Well, congrats on the victory here tonight, Charles. Back to you, Fran and Meg.
Thank you very much, Christian. And the singles rowers are moving out. And at the end of two events, we do have Brigantine, Margate, Avalon, Atlantic City with 6 points, Longport with 4, and Sea Isle with 2, because
And here you can see a little bit different. Here you can see a little bit of the sandbar.
right, and the tide has dropped a little bit.
Yes.
So these guys are going to try to get out as far as they can. You can see the start-finish scaffolding out there.
Yes. So it is, and we've had races that have shown this before. Wherever they decide is deemed an acceptable place to start, sometimes it is an even course straight across. Sometimes there is a little bit of a sandbar that allows some of the lanes a little bit of an advantage to move farther out, as you can see. Now you'll also notice that in the singles race, the one rower is the gentleman standing at the stern or the back beach side of the boat. He will push the boat out. They are permitted to have someone holding their bow, which is the person up towards the bow or the front of the boat, to kind of keep the boat steady as they go. And once that flag drops, the person holding the bow will get out of the way. The stern men will push and get into the boat as quickly and efficiently as possible.
And you can see, again, our official starter is waiting for the calmest ocean possible. And you'll hear it because, again, we have so many beach patrols in contention right now. So you could hear the screaming. Longport is making an adjustment right now. It looks like that's Sean Duffy holding his doubles partner, Mike McGrath's bow. And we have a start. We have a start.
And again, as you can see, so the beach is at the bottom of your screen on the northern end. May have a little bit farther to go, but maybe not as much wave action to compete against.
And the finish line is set the same way, at the same line, the same compass degrees as the turn. That's why sometimes you think you're winning, and then other boats turn before you because they actually have a longer way to go or a shorter way to go. Into a crew race on the Schuylkill, it looks like certain things are happening, and then you look and you go, wait a minute.
Absolutely. Perception is a little tricky sometimes.
You think you're looking straight across the river, but you're not.
Yes. So our competitors tonight from Atlantic City, Sean Blair, Avalon, Ryan Finnegan, who has won this race twice. in the past, South Jersey's. He was also the winner last week at Margate Memorials. From Margate, Chris Spires, who has also won this race twice. North Wildwood, Nick Ricci. Ocean City, Ryan Dunn. Sea Isle, Danny Rogers, who has won this race before. Stone Harbor, Dennis Baker. Upper Township, Will Schultler. Ventnor, David Funk, who has one of the most seasoned veterans in this. This is his 25th time racing. He's won this race 4 times in the singles and 6 times in the doubles. Wildwood is Connor Gallagher, and Wildwood Crest is Jake Klecko. And there you can see Ryan Finnegan there from Avalon. So this race, as you'll see, these are going to the shorter line of flags, and it is the 1-person row. So this is a little bit of a tougher row being by yourself, and you can see these guys are hauling as best they can. They'll start to turn and look for their flag, hopefully at some point.
And unofficially, we have Avalon, followed by Brigantine, Cape May, Sea Isle, and Atlantic City. It looks like he has a nice lead.
Yeah, so that's Avalon there in the middle of the screen right now.
Checking for his flag.
Yeah.
Jersey Chief Association Beach Patrol, that when you say AC turn, you're turning north
That would
and
throw
south.
me off.
That's a good point.
So there you can see a nice pretty shot with that Atlantic City at the top of your screen in the background.
And there goes Avalon at their flag. There goes Ryan's going to drag that left oar, come around.
Yes, and you want to get around that flag as quickly as possible.
And they got out there quickly because of this land breeze that we still have.
So they will feel that little bit of effect of that breeze as they turn around and come back in. Can see Atlantic City approaching their flag. It looks like some guys at the top of your screen have turned as well. Brigantine and possibly Cape May and Sea Isle. Cape May is actually in lane 14, so Brigantine is up more at the top of your screen.
Lane 15.
Yes, and Cape May in 14 right there.
There goes Ryan right there. And again, believe it or not, Avalon singles guy and Brigantine singles guy, Ryan and Jack, but from the same area of South Jersey around Haddon Township.
That's great. And yes, you can see looks like the water's chopped up a tiny bit. So that will be a little bit of a help on the way in.
And it looks like Avalon has about a 3-boat lead right now over Brigantine, and Atlantic City has moved up.
Yes. It looks like you see Atlantic City in the light blue boat trying to catch up, it appears, to Cape May and Sea Isle.
That's a great shot right there.
Yes.
And, you know, your view is a little skewed right now because of the angle. It may look like Brigantine's in front, but actually right now it's Avalon. As they come into the waves, and it's going to be who gets, even though it's small this time of year, not this time of year, but it's small this week, it can mean everything.
Yes.
And who stays straight on it.
Absolutely. And right now, Avalon and Brigantine are tied. So it could very well.
Whoever wins the singles, it looks like that they would win the South Jersey title.
Yes.
And I don't know how many times we can say this. We are unofficial scorers.
Yes, we are.
Up here. We can only tell you what we see and what we hear.
But you can see those boys really swinging back.
And you can hear the people on the shore cheering for their hometown.
Absolutely. And this is where, again, these boys have.
And there they up. These two are on the southern lanes. And there goes Vince Grenice from Atlantic City.
Sean Blair.
Sean Blair, excuse me. Sean Blair from Atlantic City. He's up there also.
Absolutely. And it looks like there are 2 boats in the middle of the course. We're hearing unofficially Sea Isle and Cape May.
And that's how close they are right there, guys.
Yes, and this is where you'll start to see there is a little bit of a shore break. They both were a little bit more on that end where there was a little bit of wave action. Looks like Avalon's getting a little bit of something.
There goes Ryan.
And a lot of times it's veering
and there goes Jack Savell. There goes Jack Savell. Stay straight.
And he's veering a little bit too, and you can't quite see where the
he lost an oar. He lost an oar. So
this
here
is
comes Avalon again. This is what you live for, right here.
So I can't quite see who's made it through, but it does. I don't know if Jack had a spare, but looks like that looks like an unofficial
Avalon. Unofficially.
Unofficially, looks like we might be
Going down
back
Avalon.
down south.
I think it's exit 13, if I'm not
There's Dave
mistaken.
Funk getting a nice little wave.
Wave at the end, yes.
Oh, congratulations, Ryan. Avalon's had a fairly successful summer.
Yes. And I think it's the first time since maybe 2016 that we're going to head south.
Yes, they won in 2015, yeah, so they hosted in 2016.
And we've been in Atlantic County every
year prior.
Every year since then. So unofficially, congratulations to the Avalon Beach Patrol. Their chief, Matt Wolf, this would be his first.
It would,
South
and Matt
Jersey's
Wolf
chief.
he's a great guy.
Right.
So we will, again, wait for any official results from that. But unofficially, it does look like it may have been Avalon first, followed by Brigantine. And not quite sure who followed behind that, but really, what a finish.
That was a great
honestly.
finish.
And that, my dad, Ward Holland, says it all the time, that's ocean racing.
That is ocean racing.
There is a lot that can go right, and there's sometimes you can win. He says all the time, he's like, you can't win a race on the start, finish your turn, but you can lose one sometimes with some oars.
And it looks like it might have come down to a 1-point differential if Brigantine got over the line second because they were tied with 6 points.
Yes.
And these young men and the young women the other night, at the end of the races, they're performing through exhaustion.
Yes.
So when you see someone lean back and if something like an oar does fall out or they shear off of a wave, they turn sideways, they are doing everything in their power to keep that boat straight.
Absolutely. And it's and I thought both boys recovered it well.
Yes.
They both, you do what you can with what you have, and you can't panic under pressure. And all of these guys so far, all summer, have really had a...
Right, and this would be a little bit of history repeating itself because in 1980, the Avalon Beach Patrol, the last time the South Jerseys were held in Brigantine, they were the team champion.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And they actually, one of their rowers was the late, great Dave Kerr.
Yes.
Who has races named after him.
Yeah, with Dan O'Malley.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to take a commercial break right now from quick word from our sponsors, Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer, Holloway Law, and the United States Air Force Special Warfare.
The decision to speak up for the vulnerable and help them find their voice. It's a stance to never settle for and help them find their voice. It's a stance to never settle for less than you deserve and always demand the utmost respect, because justice isn't a destination, it's something you work for, you fight for with every case and every client. At Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law, we weren't always the big kid on the block. We know what it's like to be overworked and underappreciated in a community of proud, hardworking people who pour their heart and soul into everything they do. We know that either you run the day or the day runs you. So to all our friends, family, neighbors, and clients who have suffered injury at the hands of another, it's time to seek out the justice you deserve. It's time to seek out Stampone, O'Brien, Dilsheimer Law.
There's that beautiful shot of the early evening, Brigantine Bay.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to the team champions. We unofficially are saying Avalon. That's the way we saw it, but we're just the commentators.
Yes.
We are not the judges.
You can see the beach and the ocean are behind us.
Yes.
We're
Yeah,
watching
we're
what you're
this
watching.
way.
Yes. But what an exciting finish.
It really was. And again, those guys, I was actually talking to Ryan the other day when they came up to row the course. Nice young man. He, they were just talking about the fact that they kind of know one another, Jack and Ryan do, from growing up in the same area. And they both they rode a great race.
Absolutely, everybody did. That was a good, quick, solid singles row.
It was, and
overall.
And I'll tell you, for the event to be finished right now, it's right around 7:30. It shows you how well these South Jersey Chiefs run these races.
Absolutely.
And they're fun to watch, guys.
They
really are.
Yes. So we hope you enjoyed it down there on the beach.
And you guys watching in Florida and far away as Washington State and California, we appreciate your texts during the races. Hope you enjoyed watching as much as we did.
Great. And it looks like we're going back to Christian. Down to Christian.
Down to Christian.
Hey there, Fran and Matt. I'm here with Ryan Finnegan of Avalon Beach Patrol. Your team just took the win here at the 2024 South Jersey Championships, and it was an exciting fashion as well. So how does it feel to get the win here today?
Definitely feels good. Yeah, I think it's about time we brought it back to Avalon. So,
first time in nearly a decade that the championships are going to be held in Avalon next summer. But tell me about the finish. You were deadlocked with Jack Savelle of Brigantine. He lost an oar on the way back, and you were able to pull out the finish. So tell me, what's going through your head as you're coming down the stretch?
Just looking for those swells coming in. It was kind of flat, so just a straight row. Any little bump I could get and keep it straight. Like you said, it was inches, so we were both right there.
Well, congrats to you, Ryan, and the rest of your patrol on the 2024 South Jersey Championships. Back to you, Fran and Meg.
And thank you, Christian. And that does not put a wrap on our racing season, but it puts a wrap on our broadcasts.
Yes.
And once again, Megan, it's an honor being with you.
Same.
Natalie and Christian and Christine, we just had so much fun watching and announcing these races.
Absolutely. It's fun. This is, like we said, Fran and I spend our days wrangling children as their other job is teaching. So it's nice to talk a little bit about something that we love and that we've had a lot of experience with.
Right, whether they're second graders or seniors in high school.
Absolutely.
It's something.
Yes, and yes, like you said, this is our official end for these broadcasts, but there is one final race. Our Gowdy Rescue Race is in Ventnor on Friday, this upcoming Friday, the 16th of August.
And that's one race, if you've never been to a lifeguard event, that's one race you have to see. You have to witness it in person. Watching the guards row and swim out, and they're racing.
It's a rescue race.
It's a rescue race?
So it is. It is the closest to what we have as our daily lifeguards, as what we do every single day. So I think we are going to officially sign off for 2024.
Yes. And I'm going to go announce the awards.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll be see you on the flip side.
See you on the flip side. Swim there a lifeguard.
Yes, thank you.